In this video, I'm going to go through the real reason why you aren't lean yet. No, this isn't going to be another video talking about information about why you're not in a calorie deficit, why you need to be lifting in the gym, cardio, steps. If you want some more information, click off this video and go to another video. In this video, we're going to diagnose the real problem, why you can't stay lean, and even worse, you can't get lean in the first place, okay? For context, I've lost over 20 kilos over about a 9-month period and actually managed to keep it off for the last 2 years. I maintain being lean all year round. So this stuff works, and you need to figure out the problems that are keeping you from getting lean in order for you to get lean and stay lean. So right now, you might look something like this. You have a bit of muscle, you go to the gym. However, it doesn't actually look like it because there's still a considerable amount of body fat covering, and we want to get rid of that. So you already know what to do. You're probably in a calorie deficit. You're probably eating 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. You're doing progressive overload in the gym. You're getting stronger. You're doing cardio sessions throughout the week to burn more calories, and you're trying to maintain 10K steps every single day. So if you're doing all that, why aren't you lean? Well, most men think that fat loss looks like this. You get more knowledge, you have a better diet, and then fat loss just happens. However, in reality, knowledge doesn't equal results. And the knowledge you actually have without action stays like this. But when you combine the knowledge with some action and actually make some behavioral changes, then this is where you see the real results, okay? Information isn't the problem. You have enough information right now, whether that's in your own mind already or you've got access to this on the tip of your phone. You can go online, you can get all this information, you can ask AI, whatever you want to do, and they can give you all the knowledge you need. However, your behavior doesn't reflect the person who can get lean and stay lean. So that's why you aren't, okay? So one of the most common cycles I see from people trying to get lean who fail is the Monday cycle. So you start Monday, you're a bit frustrated with what you see in the mirror, you've got a bit of a belly, and you'll think, right, this week, I'm going to nail it, 100%. I'm going to hit my calories, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to go walking so I hit my steps, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times this week. And you start all right, you have the perfect diet planned out. However, Tuesday, Wednesday, work gets a bit stressful, or you get stressful with your kids, whatever, the stress comes into your life. We all get it in some shape or form, and we then go, it's creeping in a little bit, I'm going to then not quite stick to my diet. Oh, it'll be okay, I'll have a takeaway tonight, or I won't cook the meal I've planned because I'm just stressed out. I need to just have something nice for the, no, okay? That's the reason why you start. And even if you manage to last all week without getting stressed out, you go, you know what? I've done really good this week. I'm going to just have the weekend off. I'm going to go out, smash a load of pints. I'm going to eat my body weight in takeaways, chocolate, whatever else it is. And then you're probably lying there Sunday afternoon, guilty because you've ruined all the hard work you did at the start of the week. And now you're like, right, okay, I'm going to start again Monday. I'm going to get back on this, get in shape. And that cycle just continues all the way around, all the way around. And I see it in so many people. And I'm not going to sit here like I'm different because I used to be exactly like that. However, you need to manage your behaviors better in order to not fall into the cycle, because this cycle isn't going to get you lean. No matter how good you are at tracking your calories or how much running you do, you're not going to outwork this, okay? It's a bad cycle. It's not going to work. So this is why you feel stuck, because you're in this cycle. And in order to get out of it, we've got to break it, okay? So let's go through the problems. Problem number 1, you depend on motivation. So like I said, as you can see from this diagram, you're relying on your motivation, and I don't want to actually call it motivation. I like to call it emotions, okay? Because motivation comes and goes, and it's up and down, as you can see on the graph. And that is like your emotions. When you're in a good mood, stuff's going your way, you're motivated, you're going in the gym, everything's good, right? You're going to show up, you're going to train, you're going to eat clean. However, like I mentioned in that Monday cycle, there is going to be days you're stressed, and then that's when you're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to skip the gym. And then it leads to then maybe having a cheat meal, takeaways, whatever else. And then this is why your progress goes up and down like this, because 1 minute you're doing everything right, the next minute you're ruining the progress, and then you just keep going, and eventually you're actually making a bit of progress, but because you're so up and down, it's so taxing on you mentally, you just give up, and then you do no progress. However, if you have habits that you've built or a structure, okay, so let's say you plan on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, the days you know where you've got a busy day at work. There's going to be a rest day, but it's also a day where you can allow yourself to have not a cheat meal, because I don't really like the word cheat meal, but something where you can go off plan slightly, have something a little bit sweeter, maybe a bit of chocolate. I don't know, whatever it is that you so crave, then having that little break midweek will help you for the structure, because if it fits into your calories, then there's no reason why one bad meal is going to ruin a whole week's of progress. Like one good meal isn't going to make you get shredded, is it? So if you have this structure and you're not relying on your emotions to dictate whether you're going to do something or you're not, then this is how you're going to build this line where you're just going to continually make progress no matter what. And that's what we want. And that's the reason that people can't make it, because they're so up and down, they're relying on motivation and their emotions. So when you build systems or habits, in this case, it's permanent, and that means you're going to stick to it in a longer period of time and see better results. Because one thing I want to get into your head is fat loss takes a while. I lost over 20 kilos. This didn't happen really quickly. Some weeks I did lose around a kilo, maybe even more, but that was aggressive and it wasn't sustainable. A lot of weeks I was losing around half a kilo a week, and this is very easy and sustainable when you're busy, you're working, and you can still go out and have social events. It's not a case of being a monk where you lock yourself away, you're just dialed in, because that's part of the problem. You need to have some structure, some systems, and build the habits around that in order to get to your end goal. It similarly ties in to what we was on about the last one, okay? You miss a workout and then you think, right, that's it, I'm done for the day, sack it all off, let's just ruin the diet, and everything else comes along with that. And this is the problem. You do more damage when you miss a workout, eating loads of calories, not doing your steps, and this probably happens a lot. And then you probably go feeling really guilty. You then think, oh, well, there's no point doing this anymore. And then you still fall into that Monday cycle. But there is another option, is you just accept that you're going to miss a workout or miss a meal, or you've already done that cheat meal and that's it, it's done. But you just get back on track, not even tomorrow, maybe just next meal or the next day if it's in terms of a workout, because this isn't that much of a problem one day. It's what's spiraling out of control is what's causing you to not get lean and ruin your progress. So if you can learn to recover faster, then you'll be fine. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being more consistent than you're not. Your environment is winning, okay? So as you can see, there's two pictures of some fridges on here, right? One on the left and one on the right. You take a look at them now and you tell me which one you think is going to be the best in making you get lean. And you're all going to say the one right here, okay? It's got your proteins, your fats, fruit, veg. It's got your well-balanced diet. And if you go into that fridge, you could probably eat anything out of there and you're going to keep on track with your diet. Where the one on the left just looks like carnage. There's no nutritional foods in there. They're all foods high in calories, and it's very processed, so it's probably not gonna fill you up, and you're just gonna continue to eat more. So obviously this is an extreme example because your fridge isn't gonna look like that, but it's the case of having like beers, snacks, treats lying around. If you're someone who can't resist them, then just don't have them lying around, because it's easier to say no once when you're at the supermarket than it is to continually walk past it all week and keep saying no, because eventually you're going to break. If you're someone who really does struggle, then it's a problem. And on the caveat to that, I just want to mention, with the caffeine in there, I use these as well. So stuff like Coke Zero. If I think in the evening after I've had my meal, I'm dying, just have some more food, a sweet treat, whatever it is, that craving comes and I'll just have a Coke Zero. It's 1 calorie. It's not going to ruin my progress, but I also get that feeling of having some sort of treat in the evening, okay? And that probably comes down to, if you look a little bit deeper, that it's a habit. Because before I was probably snacking on some other chocolate or whatever, but I'm replacing something better in terms of fat loss with that habit instead, and it's keeping me on track. So these things don't have to be massive wins like making your fridge look like this. It can just be simple swaps here and there to make you adhere to your calories better. Most men fall into one of these two options when they decide they're going to sort themselves out, they're going to lose weight and finally get in shape, okay? And option one is they pick a completely new diet, a completely new meal plan, new workout plan, more cardio, more steps. But that is an issue because right now you've got a life going on and the fitness should make your life better, but also be sustainable. And you making a new diet plan, new meals, new workouts, new cardio, completely disrupts your life. And it's going to make it so hard to stick to. You're going to need some real discipline, some real willpower, and it's not going to work. Whereas if you decided you were like the person in option two, that, okay, I know my diet's not perfect, but I'm going to make a weekend strategy. So I'm going to have a couple of beers, but maybe I'm going to switch to bottled beers rather than full pints. And then maybe I'll go out of the weekend, but I'm going to eat some high protein food on the menu, maybe have 2 courses rather than 3. You're thinking about stuff that you're already doing, but tweaking it slightly so it's easy to adjust, because humans don't like change. We don't. As humans, we don't like change. So if you can make this process as easy for yourself as possible, then you're more likely to stick to it. And like I said, fat loss is going to take time. So don't be in a rush with this stuff. Find where the problem is, find what's not working for you, and slowly adjust it around your lifestyle, okay? Because that's how you're going to get the best results. If you're someone, like we said, busy at work, stressful day, come home, you have to have loads of beers, stress eat, whatever it is, then that's fine. But let's replace these things with something that's not going to ruin your progress, or at least minimize it, okay? Maybe instead of getting stressed out and stress eating, replace that habit with going for a walk, going to the gym, because it's all energy at the end of the day that needs to go somewhere. And if we put it into something positive rather than something negative, then we're going to make some progress, okay? Same again, fixing consistency. So you can make this new workout plan, new diet plan, but it doesn't really matter if you're not going to stick to it. So maybe instead of diving into going to the gym 5 days a week, you start with 1. Once you start hitting 1 every week, you know the day, you rock up Monday, you execute the workout, and you never miss it for a couple of weeks. Add 2. Then you start going Monday, start going Wednesday, you get consistent. So then I'm going to add a 3rd day on Friday, and so on. You see what I'm getting at, okay? It's not rocket science. You just need to make these things consistent, but also sustainable. And lastly, fix your recovery. So many people do overlook this with fat loss, and it's something that a lot of people miss out. It's your sleep is important, not only for recovering and building muscle, but also for managing your hormones so you're not hungry all the time. Because when you have a lack of sleep, your hormones that tell you you're hungry get worse, and the ones that tell you that you're full up need more food in order to feel satiated, okay? So it's not that. So if you're there, getting no sleep, waking up early, stressed out, this is going to have a knock-on effect of everything across the board. 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night is enough if it's good quality sleep. And this will just do wonders across the board for you in terms of keeping consistent. So this is what happened with my client here, okay? She's an accountant. This was for a wedding, and she just couldn't stay consistent with anything. She's not particularly in bad shape on the left, but she was working really hard, doing workouts 5-6 days a week, trying to eat well, trying to do more cardio, but would stay stuck like that. And actually building a routine she could stick to, especially being an accountant, it's a stressful job, it's time consuming, it's going to catch up with you. Having a proper structure, a proper system that you can fall back on, so you're not relying on your emotions, it is something that's going to happen. And this wasn't even a long period of time either. I think we dropped around 8 kg off the top of my head. We did this in 12 weeks, and you can see the difference there, night and day. And she can go maintain this year round and be happy with the way they look in the mirror. So the truth is, you don't need any more knowledge. You just need to fix your behavior, your habits, and find some level of consistency with it. Because most people want to focus on chasing new diet plans, better training plan, all this bollocks that you see online. But the people who actually get results, all they do, stick to the basics, sort their habits out, and do it long enough in order to see results. Your problem with fat loss isn't a knowledge problem, it's a behavior problem. So stop looking for a better plan, start fixing the behaviors that keep breaking the plan, and then you'll finally find some level of consistency to sort it out. If you've got this far in the video, then drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. However, I don't do YouTube to grow subscribers, whatever. I don't want to be famous. I'm here to build a business. And I have a one-to-one coaching business, as you could see before, with clients just like this. So the only thing I ask you in this video is, if you're struggling right now, to make a decision today, to get some help, stop struggling, and finally get some results. So if there's something you want to invest in, there's a paid one-to-one coaching. You can work with me personally, and we can get you a transformation just like this. Or if you're someone who's not willing to invest today, you just want to get some extra help for free, there's plenty of free tools and resources below this video to help you out. And I hope this video has done a great help to you and get you on the right track in order for you to complete your fat loss journey and finally be lean. So if you've got any questions about the video or you need any help, drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to those. I appreciate you if you've watched this far, and I'll see you in the next one.